I'm not your typical Carnegie Mellon student. Like many of you, my time here feels short. In my case, I chose to spend a semester abroad in India and graduate a semester early. But when I think of us, and I try to envision a typical CMU student, it's difficult. There's something about the word typical that makes me stumble. Because really, who is a typical CMU student? Someone who's double majoring in math and computer science, minoring in physics, and looks like he never sleeps? Or a multilingual mountain climbing artist who wants to start her own kinetic sculpture gallery abroad? Or a New Jerseyan mechanical engineer who plays in the Kilty band, is a varsity diver, and still has time to found a new fraternity? I could go on, listing more and more examples of the remarkable accomplishments, aspirations, and attitudes of the undergraduate and graduate students. But of course, there is no typical CMU student. Sitting before me is a graduating class that is constantly redefining typical and redefining normal. Or rather, we defy the word typical. We defy normal. A week into my semester abroad, I was in a small bookstore in Kerala, South India, with a group of Americans. I circled the aisles of the bookstore, looking for something hefty to get me through the next few weeks. Then I turned a corner and saw it. The last lecture, exactly the same as the beautiful hardbound copy that the class of 2012 received in the mail nearly 4 years ago. But all of the text was in Malayalam, a curled, indecipherable script. Even so, I was ecstatic to find this piece of home so far from where I'd first encountered it. I tried to explain to my friend Leah about the significance of the book, Randy Pausch's legacy and the glowing bridge, but I became distracted, transported back to Pittsburgh, back to orientation week, to a discussion with other E-Tower residents about climbing over brick walls, back to convocation, the August humidity, and Jeffrey Zaslow's speech. It seems like this was yesterday, doesn't it? Leah nudged me back to reality, asking about Carnegie Mellon. How had my experience been so far? What were the people like? These were difficult questions to answer in a sentence or two. People are kind of atypical, I said. Every single person I've met is really passionate about something incredibly specific. They throw themselves into whatever they do, using whatever means necessary. Leah nodded, and I thought of a few of the amazing people I knew back at school. A friend who launched a crowdsourced education project. Another who led a student movement to end sex trafficking in Pittsburgh. And yet another who's building an outdoor learning studio for preschoolers. I tried to explain, even the world's biggest problems don't scare us. We, that's all of us, are critical thinkers, builders, debaters, artists, travelers, and storytellers. We may stay in Pittsburgh, or we may move hundreds, even thousands of miles away, taking what we learned here to make the world a little better than how we found it. We will try to solve everything from Rubik's Cubes to world hunger. We will try in unconventional ways with very little sleep, in another language, on a computer, or in the lab, relying on friends, or doing it completely on our own. We all know this perseverance I'm talking about, and this makes me really proud of us. But regardless of how we go about tackling the world's problems, we will all have one thing in common. We will defy normal. Even more than defying normal, Carnegie Mellon graduates defy explanation. We defy examples and lists. We defy archetypal 20-somethings at a prestigious university. We defy the places we are from, the majors and minors and certificates we pursue, the jobs people think we will have. Sure, we use our majors and minors and interests and origins to explain ourselves, but we are more than this. We defy these explanations because Carnegie Mellon is a place for innovation, creativity, passion, resourcefulness, and hard work. We might come in with some of these things, but the university community, the faculty, the staff, and our peers shape our experience. Professors become friends, inviting us to dinner in their homes. Friends become mentors, running STUCOs, those are student-taught courses for credit, on everything from how to get a job to improv comedy. And our mentors become our closest allies, helping us to build whatever we can dream up, cheering us on, and letting us learn from our failures and successes. This place may seem impossibly weird sometimes, full of quirky traditions like painting the fence and bagpiping on special and not so special occasions. But that's, of course, what is so distinct about this place many of us will call home now. I missed CMU before I even left, and though we will all scatter far and wide after today, I know we will see each other again. The world is smaller than we know, and our community, as well as our impact, is greater than we can imagine. So here's what I hope for you. When you are alone in the world and you see a tartan sticker on a car 3,000 miles from Pittsburgh, or when you run across a copy of the last lecture translated into a language you don't know, remember your time here, and remember all the Carnegie Mellon graduates out there, defying typical, defying normal. And most of all, feel encouraged. Continue to defy explanations and expectations, just as we did on this campus and in these buildings. Congratulations to the most atypical group of people I have ever had the pleasure of knowing.